Hello. Oops, I forgot to make my screen, but good early morning / late evening, wherever you are. And I went to sleep. I am on the West Coast. I'm in California. So local time it's like 12:30. I couldn't sleep. I went to sleep at 8 or something like that. And then oh, my screen, there we go. I went to sleep at 8, then I woke up at 10 something, and I can't sleep, so I figure I may as well do my stream for the day, then I can sleep in. So, what am I up to? Reading data. Here's where we're at. So yesterday, calculated operating margin, issue incomplete data in cash flow statement, causes errors. Why would there be missing data in the cash flow statement? And maybe let's not use that then. But neither Ford nor Pfizer had that, so let's see. So where did I do Ford? So I was doing Ford here. I changed it to Pfizer. Operating margin. So adult reader. Yeah, no, I have this CalcV thing. So which test is on right now? Yeah, test get earnings data. Alright, test get earnings data. Okay, so let's check a different stock. Pfizer. Do they have data for this time period? Oops, that's the wrong thing. Get out of there. Stock market tool. Oh, and I should put a comment in my chat. It gets people to subscribe, so if I go to my video from yesterday, where is it? I just need to copy the chat. Okay. Copy. And let's put it in there. Okay. Now back to what are we on? Let's do tests. Data. Cash flow statement is also empty. However, we know we have cash flow statement. So maybe we could just go back to adult query. So here we're getting Ford from 15 to 25. Python 3 adult query.py. What do we have? df. So we want quarter. So the quarterly data goes 22 to 25. PFE. What do we get? See, let's run it again. Again, starts at 22. So let's go to Dolt Hub. Okay, now we want cash flow statement. Some of them we have data for. So let's try select all from cash flow statement. So what if we put here? Select all from cash flow statement where statement where date where, what do they call it? Yeah, just call it date, where date is less than 2022-01-01 and I guess we should put quotes around that. And so select everything from cash flow statement where date is less than 2022 January 1st and period equals, did you do just one equals? Yeah. And period equals quarter. Zero. So I figured it out. There's no quarterly data before 2022. Okay. Dolt Hub. Get rid of the highlighting. Dolt Hub database has no quarterly reports prior to 2022. Okay, and to make things easier, I'm just gonna go beginning of 24 to December 1st, 25. And the tests from now on. So what's our test right now? Test get earnings data. Oh, okay. Oops. Earnings data. Okay, so I guess we could go 2023, January 1st to 2025, last year now, December 1st. See what data we get. Oh, this is dual query, so okay, so let's do tests. Data, what's that look like? Good. Data of cash flow statement. Cool. So we're gonna get some free cash flow stuff. Yeah, it's fine now, partway through. Okay, so let's go back to here. Free cash flow margin. Oh, EV EBITDA. So let's go back to looking at free cash flow margin. How do we calculate that again? Operating cash flow minus capex. What is capital expenditures. Oh, so money, cash from operations minus capital expenditures divided by total revenue. So if we go data, back to that, dot keys, or if we just look in here, so we want, let's write what we want real quick. So what is this? Free cash flow margin. Free cash flow margin. We can say operating is equal to operating cash flow minus capex divided by revenue. That's pretty easy. So cash flow. So we want net change from assets, net cash, other operating activities, property and equipment, net cash from investing, none of those look like they'll work. Account ACT symbol, I don't know what that ACT stands for. Date, period, net income, depreciation, amortization, and depletion, net change from assets, net cash from discontinued operations, other operating, net cash from operating activities, right? That is exactly what we want. Minus capex. Net cash from financing activities, payment of dividends, increased short-term debt, issuance of debt, issuance of capital stock, net cash from investing activities, net cash from operating activities. No capital expenditure. Oops, didn't want to show my email. Get out of there. Okay, how do we find capital expenditure? Cash flow, balance sheet, equity. Cash flow statement, income. Yeah, something in here has to be the capital expenditure. Let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, here are my column labels. CapEx is cash spent to acquire or improve long-term assets. Mainly property, plant, equipment. In cash flow statements, this is usually reported as purchase of property and equipment. Okay, so that dot property right. So good. So that'll be pretty easy. We have that dot property and equipment, and then we also have what? Data of cash flow statement dot net cash from net dot net cash from operating activities. Oh, duh. Cool. So we've got those guys now. Now let's adjust this. So we want to say adult reader, calc, what's our define calc FCF margin self dot check earnings data operating free cash flow margin is operating cash flow minus capex divided by revenue. Self dot earnings data of cash flow statement dot net cash from operating activities. Okay, then we have capex self dot earnings data. Okay, capex equals self dot earnings data of cash flow statement dot net cash from property and equipment. Alright, let's just ask ChatGPT, which one should I use for revenue? Assets, equity, liabilities, cash flow, income statement. Revenue is self dot earnings data of income statement. Period sales. Okay, so sales, I think, is what we're interested in. Good. Self dot earnings data of income statement dot sales, and then we could say return 100 times operating cash minus capex divided by revenue. Good. Now free cash flow margin. EV/EBITDA. Okay, so calculate market cap. We got market cap plus total debt Balance sheet equity. So we're still in data of balance sheet equity. I used to have headphones around. I don't know where I put them. Maybe they're in my bag. Too much crap in here. I don't feel my headphones anywhere. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, get rid of that. What are we on? Okay, plus total debt. And then we have a note here that total debt. Okay, so total debt is equal to self.earnings data of balance sheet. Okay, not balance sheet equity, balance sheet something else. Open. No, come on, yo. Balance sheet equity, balance sheet liabilities. Liabilities. Okay, then debt is what again? Notes payable plus long-term debt. All right. Okay, so I'll pick that back up in just a sec. I gotta go to the bathroom. My headphones in here. Hi, buddy. What a good boy. Okay. Now, where am I at? We want to do, where's the PowerPoint? Plus total debt. Okay, so here we go. Total debt, not balance sheet, liabilities, dot long-term debt plus self.earnings data of balance sheet liabilities dot long-term debt plus the same thing dot something else. What was that? Notes payable. Dot notes payable. All right. We have market cap. We have total debt. Preferred stock. What is that? Oh. All right, so where's preferred stock? Good balance sheet equity of preferred stock. Preferred stock is equal to self.earnings data of balance sheet liabilities dot preferred stock, balance sheet equity, preferred stock. Change this to equity dot preferred stock. All right, that's pretty easy. Minority interest. Balance sheet liabilities dot minority interest. Okay, now market cap plus total debt plus preferred stock plus minority interest minus cash and equivalents. All right, now define calc EBITDA. Operating income. All right, I think that's in cash flow. Operating income, how do I find that? Income after depreciation. What is amortization? Oh. I see. I've always wondered about that. Okay, so back to operating income. Okay, so is pre-tax income bigger than non-operating income? So pre-tax income was what was that, billion? Non-operating income is 25 million. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. Hey, Fuglame. PayPal stock. Okay. What do you want to look at? I'm still looking at the, I'm calculating, so there's two things to do. You can look at price data, and manipulate the data over time. That's really just like a statistical analysis on a time series. Or you can do a fundamental analysis, where you don't get as much data, you only get quarterly data, but I don't know, it's more reliable or whatever. So let me make sure this file will run. Then let's go over here. What was it? PayPal. Who's PayPal's competitors? What would be interesting to because I'm in the middle of building this, so I'm trying to build like a tool that can you can use on your computer to visualize stuff. And so I'm just starting. So I did some really basic analyses here. Like, let me show you one. Test baseline compare. Test portfolio. So this is a cool thing I did. You can get a bunch of stocks that are in the same sector, and then you could see. You usually want to look at the log returns. Take the price at today's close divided by the price at yesterday's close, and then take the logarithm of that. And that makes it so that the scaling of the different prices, if one stock's more than another, that takes it out, and you're just looking at relative changes. So let me make sure this, yeah. So this is turned on here. Now if we just run the script over here, tests.py, you get US automakers performance against average. So this is about all I could do right now, and similar things to it. But this is saying that if you took the three of these, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, and said this is, equally weighted them, and then took the average, it shows each of their performance against average. And then you could also do performance against the S&P 500 is a common thing people do. But you see here, this is obviously Stellantis is the worst performing since 2024. So over the last 2 years, Stellantis is the worst performing. Ford kind of flatlines, slightly going down, and GM is dominating the three of them. So if you were to look at this, you would say, as of right now, GM's clearly performed better the last 2 years. So who are PayPal's competitors? Stripe, Square, Apple Pay, Google Pay. Okay, Apple Pay I don't know how to assess. Google Pay we don't know how to assess. Square and Stripe, are those publicly traded? Square is. Oh yeah, Block. I used to own it. I like them. They're a great company. Jack Dorsey. Well, I guess they've fallen off, but they just had a crazy pandemic inflation. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. So it just returned back to this value. This must be like the fundamental value of it. What's the other one? Square, PayPal competitor, Stripe. Oh, oops. Stripe is a private company. Damn. Let's ask ChatGPT. Are there any competitors to PayPal other than these things? Oh, Venmo, Cash App. Oh, international payment special. Okay, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. Venmo stock. Oh, PayPal owns Venmo. Okay. Cash App stock. What is... I don't know. So we have PayPal, we have Block. Let's just compare those two for now. Oh, we want something else. Maybe Visa? Are there any competitors to PayPal other than Stripe, Square, Apple Pay and Google Pay. None of those seem like real competitors. What stocks are competitors? What sector is PayPal in, and what are the stocks in sector? Digital payment, fintech, transaction, block, adyen. Okay, let's get these. I hate the credit card companies. So now we've got to go pull the stocks. So let's go to the NASDAQ site. Because I don't have, the idea is once I'm putting the app here, somewhere on here. Just a sec. Repositories. Here we go. So the idea is once this is done, you can go here and get the data. But I just have a bunch of different stocks I'm interested in. I don't have any of these, so we got to go get them. Well, don't want that. Okay, so first, let's get block. Block, historic, data, NASDAQ. Max, download. Okay, let's go to this. Now we need new tab. Let's go to downloads. Okay. Rename that to block. Now let's get adyen. What's PayPal called? PYPL. Oh, no, we don't want that. Historic, max. Rename, PYPL. Okay. Now what else do we need? We need adyen, adye. Historic, max, download. Rename, adye. Let's just do one more. Fiserv. Okay. Let's ask. I already have block and adyen. Give me one more of these, which is closest to PayPal. Yeah. GPN, okay. Let's make that the last one. Okay, GPN. No data. Max download. Cool. Copy, put it here. Rename GPN. Okay, good. Now we can compare. So let's go over to the tests. Test performance against mean. So instead of this, let's do PayPal. Let's do adyen. Let's do block. And let's do global payment network. Save and run it. I just gotta close out of this. Oh, I need to change that title. PayPal versus competitors. So basically what to make of this, adyen is outperforming. They all start here. Adyen has performed the best over the last 2 years. PayPal's performed, I don't know, kind of PayPal and Block are kind of tied. Global payment network's getting crushed. So, but then, you know, where to go from here, it's kind of hard to draw a conclusion. Like, I think you need more information because you look at things like, you know, maybe GPN's just undervalued. Maybe adyen is being overvalued for some reason. I don't know anything about these companies. Yeah, so that's what I got with that. If you want to, you can go do this yourself. Just go to here. The link's down in the description, and you can download the data and make the same graph that I'm making. You just have to copy and paste this, or put this in here. And I'm gonna sync it right now because I've been going for an hour, so I'm gonna end this stream. But let me sync up to my GitHub. Okay, so first, don't want to add any of that. Data for PayPal comparison. There's all that stuff. What changed here? Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting there. Added FCF margin calculation. Yep. Okay, and these I'm gonna leave unchanged. Oh no, they're all PayPal update. And this, I'm going to leave unchanged. Yeah, so you could go download. That's what I would recommend. Go here to the link in my description, download this, and you can literally, it's as simple as, if you've never used GitHub before, you just hit code, download zip, it'll download it, open it, now you're here, so now look, cd dot dot, cd dot dot, cd dot dot, cd downloads, cd stock, market tool main. Now I have Python on my computer, so you might have to install Python and maybe some libraries, but if you don't mind doing that, now all you have to do is type python 3 tests.py. Hit continue. Whoa, what did I do? Why didn't that work? Oh, because I didn't push the changes. Duh. This really isn't that interesting, but I think it's cool. Okay, let me go back to GitHub Desktop. Push the changes. Cool. Refresh. See, these just updated. Now we can download. Open it. Then we could go. Can't open file tests.py. This is because it's some Apple Python thing. Sudo python 3 tests.py. Okay, well, I guess that doesn't work. Cancel. Open with text edit. Yeah, it's all there, but it can't open it. Okay, well, I don't understand. So much for that. If you understand GitHub better than me, maybe you can figure it out. I mean, if you get GitHub Desktop, it'll definitely work. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Tune in, subscribe if you liked this. Adios. I hope, if you're still watching, I hope you got an interesting PayPal comparison fruglame, if I'm saying that right. Anyway, subscribe if you liked it. I'll be doing more stuff every day for the rest of my life. Adios.